I gave Coco my number so that she would have a protocol. I helped her follow protocol to the waterway to add to her bag. So maybe her bag will lead up to mighty Mississippi's river fresh waterways. I could go pick up some more sticks, or I could go pick up some shrooms after I pick them up with a stick. I lose the stick to add to her bag with a Magnum 500. I imagine her bow-legged because she's fly. She fly like a Boeing 747, so double met the doll. Mississippi, she's so fly, I think that she just stole the plane out of McDonnell Douglas. Mississippi, she's so fly, I think that she just stole the plane out of McDonnell Douglas. It's just like every day today, it's just like yesterday. It's just like yesterday, it's just like today. It's just like every day is I Need Coco anniversary. When I met Coco, she was carrying her Crown Royal bag. I was like, what in the world is in that bag? What you got in that bag? It would be ludicrous for me to not add to her bag. I'm Coco's advocate when it comes to adding to her bag, because I've been dreaming of mighty Mississippi's river fresh waterways. I learned to appreciate anticipation because Mississippi's always leave me lonely. So I guess that must mean that she is cold as ice, baby, or Antarctica. Got me thinking of embryonic consequences, pregnancy, admiration, causing poetry for my punishment. Mississippi got me fantasizing about a more personal position. More lampshade of Sterling, Illinois, because I know no canine involvement. Female you must just like it rough. Try flying through Storm A, but she still stays so fly. When I met Coco, she was carrying her Crown Royal bag. I was like, what in the world is in that bag? What you got in that bag? It would be ludicrous for me to not add to her bag. So Stormy just got some compliments and consequences, but wasn't rude to you. I came up to complain and had me in the county jail. And the thing that you know, Coco lighting up my glow, but she's still leaving me lonely. So that girl must be cold as ice, baby. So I feed her jelly rollish, and then I help her not get caught speeding with no driver's license in Hardeman County. The mighty Mississippi, she moves my motivation. Show me some moves, so she should show me some moves, so that I can keep the glow. Coco, she's so fly. It'll be interesting to enter the intersection. I must be Cynthia, so bust the right to enter the last dragon, crack a pocket shorty, wanna be a thug. Mississippi enhanced inspiration, enthusiastic about seeing her out, come with some front row bass fat like an elephant. She making me wanna make her wanna get with me, so I tried to give her some convincing correspondence. When I met Coco, she was carrying her Crown Royal bag. I was like, what in the world is in that bag? What you got in that bag? It would be ludicrous for me to not add to her bag. Any girl gonna have to pay for that toe tag. I think that they may need some help after this baby powder hamburger help a pimp slap. Slap that bitch all the way to the capital of Canada. Pity pop, them in North Carolina. Cracking decalculators, calcium 50, calibrate them and then just celebrate it. Call cerebral conscious connection left, west side. Make the cleanse and pay the consequences for being so curious, George. For being too much like Georgie. Kissing the girls, kissing and I'm making them cry. I tried to kiss the girls that make men cry. Kiss the girls that make men cry. My assignment is to assist, to bid until not making it into an ambulance energy vampire. Like it's him a fib, a goblin for being green. Unlike the I like the green goblin. When I met Coco, she was carrying her Crown Royal bag. I was like, what in the world is in that bag? What you got in that bag? It would be ludicrous for me to not add to her bag. Mississippi's still so hot, so I'd hop up to the top of her halter top. I'd cry every single bye-bye, so I'd buy her botanical that got a tarry dig dug up delightfully. Up on and up off in a drop top chariot. That would be better than a gray heel. Call that riding out with a topless flower. It sucks a Similac evaporator, a titty baby because of spike bottles. They that must have got turned up like some punch classics. Mississippi making me make her wanna unbutton her button fly. Coco slice so she could go fly like a butterfly. She just spread her wings, gonna meet the soulmate with a dragonfly. Still got Janet jamming, so all you nasty girls. That's why Coco's the only lady who could get the Napoleon nucleotide. When I met Coco, she was carrying her Crown Royal bag. I was like, what in the world is in that bag? What you got in that bag? It would be ludicrous for me to not add to her bag. I wanna get nobody in trouble. Full of lingus to give Coco the cucumber. Royalty warrior princess is a description of destruction. Mississippi's geography, geographical. So Mississippi's charisma is distinct. So she got cheerleader chromosome distinction. Painted Mississippi. So let's add to the equation. Refugee Fugees, I hope that Coco doesn't doesn't mind me killing her softly. I like it rough too. Rachel tried to make Miss Mississippi fall in love with the duration. Miss Mississippi and I should be in it for the long haul. So carry some logs. Coco and I should have no more divided division. Directionless, this is a double negative. I can still remember a good description of Coco's demonstration. She make me wanna knock the man on about the boat. Make sure that he cannot be found by no detective. The diagram in Miss Mississippi's diary should lead to develop a picture painted Coco's direction. When I met Coco, she was carrying her crown royal bag. I was like, what in the world is in that bag? What you got in that bag? It would be ludicrous for me to not add to her bag.